How can a puppy test positive and negative for rabies? In a previous video, I went over all the different ways that you can test animals for rabies, with DFA being the most common. But this article actually had some really good insight from the CDC themselves. Colorado State was the one that tested the puppies initially. The first puppy that triggered all of this was positive. The whole rest of the litter was euthanized. Then there was a second positive and 3 inconclusive tests. So why does this happen? The first lab will harvest the tissue that's most likely to have the virus in them. And they also have the freshest sample. And depending on how much of the virus is in the tissue, the second lab may not see it. And the more time between sample collection and testing the tissue causes degradation, which can lead to false negatives. A negative can also mean that it just wasn't in the brain yet. And because of the wide incubation period that these guys have, you could have a negative test in an animal that would eventually develop rabies. And here's the CDC paperwork for that second puppy. And my assumption is that this post is no longer up because of the information earlier in this video. And they're likely still considering that puppy positive.